Well, today is the 19th of June, 2024 year. I came on tour to Moscow. We will have Vaganova Academy in the Grand Kremlin Palace to perform with its own program. But we have come on tour with the service staff. And after all the decorations have already been hung up, assembled, everything has been prepared for service. I had some minutes of time and walked around the Kremlin. Well, I'm here. I really like it here and would like to talk a little bit about Russia, about its significance. Of course, this is the most important such center of civilization, one of the great civilizations. Well, they try to think it's European, Asian. No, but an original, separate civilization with huge historical roots of some kind, with its own cultural traditions. There are a lot of features of their own. Of course, it has absorbed European and Asian culture, but there is a lot of such original, something that is inherent only in Russia. And, of course, to Russia, if we consider the significance of Russia from the standpoint of esotericism. Yes, of course, the hierarchy of light has great hopes for our people. Especially in the sense that, well, Western civilization has done a lot to develop some kind of comfort, some kind of technology, some kind of technical technologies, but this only contributes to some kind of comfort, the comfort of the physical shell. For esotericists, the most important task for which a person was born, for which he evolves, is to develop consciousness. And the most important component of consciousness is the way to rise higher and higher in the stages of evolution. This is collectivism. That is, when a person begins to feel part of a larger whole, and the interests of this larger whole become even more significant for him than the interests of his individual personality. And the immediate goal of humanity is to become a single organism in general. All of humanity together should become a single organism. And here is Russia, in my opinion, of all such peoples that are at the forefront of evolution. Well, there are lagging peoples who are in Africa, in some places in Asia. In Russia, it somehow combines, and here is some simplicity in the development of some, well, broad masses of the people. And very gifted, such an advanced elite, which has made a very important contribution to the development of all mankind. Well, in music, in literature, in science. Here we somehow combine it in the people, the common people. Tolstoy's novel War and Peace describes how, at the same time, during the Battle of Borodino, some representatives of the nobility and representatives of the common people find themselves together and fight together for the sake of the motherland to defend its identity. They do not spare. And they are even ready to give their lives for the sake of the motherland. But still, the motherland is a very important concept. And for Russians, of course, a lot of the best representatives of Russia are ready to infringe on their interests, their personality, their family for the sake of their country. And we know many such examples, those people who have devoted all their time, all their lives, to serving the motherland. It's important. In the West, after all, they instill such selfishness in people. Nothing personal, just business. So that people first of all think about their family, about well-being, comfort. Well, here is a stage that was associated with the egoism of people. He developed well and the virtual abilities of people. For the sake of comfort, they strained their brains, their intelligence, and due to this, a breakthrough was made in such a technological direction. And the main task of technology development was assigned to the Western peoples. But at the expense of ethics, unfortunately, due to the fact that all undeveloped peoples were mercilessly exploited, resources were withdrawn from Africa, Asia, and South America. In other words, the West, in order to develop their comfort at home in their own countries, they exploited the population of other countries. In Russia, after all, the spirit of brotherhood is spreading, not only even to his homeland, but even to benefit the whole of humanity. It is not by chance that the period that the Soviet times tried to criticize in the early 90s. After all, he was carrying this idea very actively too. And then even some began to criticize our leaders, as it were, that they say technology, resources, money were sent to Africa, to Asia. Their people did not live well, but they had something like that there and money, and whole factories were built, power plants. Well, this is just from a spiritual standpoint. It is a merit, not a disadvantage. In other words, these are just the best qualities of the people manifested in the fact that we not only developed our country well, we also developed our country, but also helped poor, undeveloped people. And it was important for us to share. Well, when an individual shares a piece of bread last with some destitute, it is also given to him merit, from a spiritual standpoint. And why can't the whole country share its resources in the same way, even without being rich, luxury? This is precisely the merit, that we are not from wealth, not from the fact that we got fat there. We have everything. And we threw a bone to someone from the table. No, we ourselves were not very prosperous financially, and at the same time, we shared with other countries that were not very developed. This is precisely the merit of the people. Therefore, these are the people who do something for others, and not only within the country, but also on a large scale. Well, the hierarchy appreciates this contribution, because there is a hierarchy. For the hierarchy, all peoples are actually children who need care, guardianship, upbringing, and the task is to promote all of humanity, not just the chosen peoples. And if Russia helped to fulfill this task, of course, it laid down good karma with this, as esotericists say. This means that the future of Russia will be much better than that of those peoples who, for the sake of their selfish interest, tried to strain their efforts, developed some technologies, and accumulated some material baggage of humanity there. But still, selfishness played a very strong role in the West. But in Russia there was a lot of altruism, a desire to help others. And therefore, our people will certainly have a bright future. I believe that. And what is happening now is actually due to the fact that probably these peoples who have followed the path of selfishness, they feel that their time is running out, that there will be help from some divine forces from them. They have already lost this help. They do not feel this support. Everything is somehow with them. Well, just like ancient Rome, before the Roman Empire arrived, decomposition began there, and now Western Europe, in fact. We see that this is already a decrepit old civilization that is beginning to decompose. Well, maybe the United States has a slightly younger civilization, but they basically tried to adopt everything from Europe. It will be necessary to adopt it from Russia now. Russia will show the whole world an example of where to develop, how to develop. Of course, we have slowed down a little trying to imitate the West, but in the future, we will now find our way. we will show our original character and show the whole planet where we need to move in order to continue the evolution of humanity.
всей планете, куда надо двигаться, чтобы продолжить эволюцию человечества.
Well, look at how beautiful the bell tower of Ivan the Great looks from this courtyard. It adjoins the Kremlin to this large space of the cathedral on the square.
Вот этому большому пространству соборному на площади.
And from this courtyard, there is this huge bell, a bell tower, an elephant house.
Колокольня, звонница.
Very beautiful. Well, in the Kremlin, I really like everything beautiful. Somehow everything is close to my heart. In general, I have discovered a great sense of patriotism over the years, especially when relations with foreigners and the West have heated up. Somehow, everything is very nice Russian. Our culture, our tradition, our history. Here is the Russian spirit. Here it smells of Russia. So here are some murals of Sara left. A piece. Someone is taking pictures. Ah, got it. So the Moscow Archangel Cathedral. So, well, I've just been to this cathedral. I took off a piece. Well, there's the Moscow River and the Moskvorichi. So, well, in this cathedral I took pictures. Let's see it now. It's in front of these churches. Now let's look at it from a little distance. So, well, it adjoins the residence of the main building in the Kremlin, so. And last time, I think I was in this cathedral. Now it feels like it's closed.
Don't come in here.
Well, this is the cathedral I was in the last time I came. I don't know, it's probably been 10 years. We also came on tour to the concert hall in the Kremlin with a ballet. And also wandered around the square in the interior of the Kremlin. And here I went to this temple. I don't know, it's probably not going to get there now. Well, after all, I got to the Assumption Cathedral. I really wanted to visit here. I really like the architecture of the Assumption Cathedral. Everything is very beautiful. Well, in case I helped, and at first they didn't want to let me go without tickets. But then some woman had an extra ticket, and so she let me through. So here is some case help to get into the Assumption Cathedral. Well, I took a little picture here. Yes.
So, well, this is done.
Kremlin is visible. So, there is a huge cloud over the Kremlin. We probably need to move slowly from here to the metro. Okay, let's go normal. It's not for that feels. Therefore, the attention of the state, people, scientists, people of culture, public figures like us is very important. Let's go there to wish. Now the internet allows it. Very interesting. I can't say what I saw in Yakutia. Brezhnev. These are the 5 factions. 5. It's absolutely amazing, of course. Nature. In many places, absolutely virgin nature. These are amazing colors, it really is.